Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on archive. DStyleBoxing. Here, hit that notification button to get notified every time DStyleBoxing comes on live, especially during this World Cup. And also, if you're listening on archive, thumbs up the video, leave a comment, and tell me what you think. Check this out. Now, first of all, apologies for not being on here when the games are on right afterwards. I just can't because of for several reasons, but here I am. Okay, nonetheless, I do want to say this. This World Cup, it's the seeds are being planted for it to be a very entertaining and interesting round of 16 because a lot of what we expect, a lot of maybe when the dust all settles, one of the top teams is going to win. But right now, it doesn't seem like there's a clear cut, oh, for sure, this team's going to win. It just isn't there. And by the way, don't cry for me, Argentina. Just like the song. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Don't cry for me. All right? And right now, they are at the brink. Argentina is at the brink of elimination. They are not in a good spot right now at all. I mean, after game 2, you want to be in control, and especially when you're a top team in the world. You want to be in a driver's seat, all right? You want to be in control of your own destiny. Argentina is in this spot because they scored 1 goal in 2 games. Argentina's in this spot because they're just not playing well. I mean, it's interesting, but this Argentinian team, all you got to do with this team is cram them up. That's it. Once I saw Croatia, I mean, what did they have 5 dudes in the midfield? I mean, just clogging up that space, and it's I don't know if they took the page out of what Iceland did or like anything you can do, we can do better, right? I don't know what it was, but obviously when Iceland, even their forwards were playing defense, and they gave Argentina just a difficult time just trying to get in the box, and this Argentinian team just isn't creative enough, and I could understand, being taken aback or, or whatever it is, it's just so crammed up. There's not enough space in there. And at the end of the day, you have to adjust. You have to make the proper adjustments, and that falls on the leadership. That is the coaching, the manager. Bye-bye. Okay. Laters, bruh. Laters. I mean, everybody's talking about Caballero. Oh, Caballero. It's all Caballero's fault. Caballero's at fault. Now, don't get me wrong. That was a blunder. That was a horrible blunder, right? But mistakes happen. The best players in the world could make mistakes. Maybe not that big of a mistake, but they all make mistakes. All of them. All players make mistakes, folks. Every single one of them. They all make mistakes. All right? Look. Sampaoli, or how the hell you pronounce his name, talking about blame me, not the team. Damn right we're going to blame you. Because only you can be given the task of guiding Argentina, a world powerhouse with arguably the best player in the world, and blunder this bad. Argentina needs some help right now, okay? If you're religious and you root for Argentina, right? You're clutching your rosaries and praying all that, right? Either a draw, okay, with Nigeria and Iceland, or I believe if Iceland wins, they'll have 3 points, okay? They'll be in second place, but you play them next, right? If you can get a win over them, you'll have 4 points right there. But you're going to have a spectacular win because Croatia scored on your ass 3 times, right? And now Croatia doesn't have to win. This Croatian team does not have, like, Iceland's going to play a team that doesn't have to win. That may not start some of their starters there. So it's going to be interesting. Argentina just is not in a good spot right now at all. Okay, they're just not. This is a horrible situation they're in. Horrible. And if Iceland beats Nigeria, it's over. I mean, I think you're still mathematically in, but I just don't see it. Right? So at the end of the day, of course, you're to blame. Right? Jorge Sampaoli. Of course you're to blame. Right? Now, give Caballero some slack. It was a mistake. But at the end of the day, what about the other 2 goals? What do you got to say about that? What do you have to say about Messi having? Look, you could say, okay, he didn't have a goal. He had 1 shot at goal. I believe anyway. It was 1. And where the hell was Messi after that goal was scored? Where was Messi in the second half? I mean, I was having a hard time. It was like that. Where's Waldo? You guys remember Where's Waldo? That was me in the first half. In the second half, I mean, Messi was like a stealth in the field. I couldn't find him. Right? Did he have a camouflage suit on? All right. Well, what's going on? I couldn't find the guy. Nowhere to be found. This is not a good game by Messi at all. Right? Not a good game. It wasn't a good game for Argentina. I don't even recognize that team. I don't know. Is that Argentina, like, for real? What's going on? Did Maradona, like, put a spell on Messi so Messi could never win the title? What's going on? I'm joking, right? Look, I feel like this whole, like, oh, well, Messi, it's just the pressure playing for Argentina and the pressure of Maradona. Like, are people serious? You're playing against Croatia, who's a good team, right? Like, I'm the last person to bash Croatia. I told everybody to watch out for Croatia. Before, when it was all said and done, when we still had qualifiers going on, I told people, watch out for Croatia, right? I had Croatia advancing, right? I had them second, though. They won the group. Is Argentina going to advance? I would give them about a 20% chance right now, right? I'm just throwing that number out there. So there's a chance, but you have to hope things go your way tomorrow. And then you still have to win, and you have to win big, right, on game 3. And even then, you might still not make it in. So this is not a good position it's probably less than 20% for Argentina to get in, right? They're mathematically still there, okay? I guess we still have to see Unless Nigeria comes out and just destroys Iceland, right? Unless that happens, but I don't see that happening. So it's that match might end in a draw, more than likely. That's what I'm kind of looking at here. Either team could win, but I think it's an end in the draw. We'll see, right? But at the end of the day, Croatia, right? Let's talk about Croatia. First of all, props, right? I can't pronounce his name, so forgive me. So I just won't pronounce it. But props to the manager of Croatia, right? In a post-fight, post-game. I'm sorry, I said post-fight, post-game press conference, right? Talking about, saying all the right things, whether they're true or not, it doesn't matter. Right, saying, "Nah, that was Argentina. That's the powerhouse Argentina we just beat." Right? Yeah, well, we just beat Argentina. We're the best player in the world, right? I mean, saying all the right things. You want to pump up your players, man. You want to make them feel good, right? You've already advanced to the round of 16. It's a wrap, right? Like, you're already in after 2 games, done. You know what I mean? That's it. 2 games, that's what Argentina should have been doing. But instead, now they're at the brink of elimination, right? Argentina comes out, right? Plays like shit. Croatia doesn't. And what do you have? You have 3-0, right? And look, to me, I thought the game was going to end 0-0. It just felt like a 0-0 game waiting to happen. After like the 30th minute, this game's ending 0-0. We went to the half, and then Caballero makes that debacle of a mistake, and it just changes everything. The Argentinians just didn't care anymore. Messi didn't care. You could just tell he just didn't give a shit. Like they cared when the whistle blew. Like, I hate that shit, right? Like, during the game, you're playing and you don't give a shit. Then the whistle blows, and then you want to just give me your soft faces like, "Oh, I can't believe this. I can't believe this at all." Now, 2 of the goals were late, but, I mean, obviously it's icing on the cake for Croatia. That's a big win for that nation. 3-0 against Argentina. That was a big win. Huge win. Now you wonder, well, what's up with? I mean, is the same thing going to happen to Germany? Because everybody was saying, "Nah, don't worry about it. Yeah, they got a draw against Iceland, but it's okay. They were just getting warmed up. Just let Argentina warm up, and Croatia, they'll beat Croatia. Don't worry about it." Right? Well, look at what happened. Look at what happened. Germany lost to Mexico, right? Well, what's everybody saying? "Oh, it's okay. It's all right." They came in overconfident, right? They underestimated Mexico. It's okay. It woke them up, right? The next game, they're gonna be all right. Are they really? Brazil. Everyone's just assuming Brazil's going to do well, right? What are they playing? Costa Rica? Oh, Brazil. Yeah, they had that draw. Hey, it's all right. It's just the first game. It's, just don't worry about it. It's Brazil. They're going to wait. They're going to make it to round of 16, okay? It's Brazil. Don't worry about it, right? Are you sure about that? I mean, I do believe they're going to win that game, but what happens if they don't? What happens if all the top teams just start losing? What happens then? I mean, all of a sudden, the thought of Ronaldo and Portugal going all the way doesn't sound that crazy, does it? Portugal and Spain having a rematch in the final isn't that crazy of a thought, is it? It's not that out of there. Has that ever happened, by the way? Two teams from the same group meeting in the final? I don't think that's ever happened, right? I mean, I don't, but at the end of the day, that's the only way you can meet. You're in separate ends of the brackets, right? It's not that crazy, and I'm feeling pretty confident. I still feel confident about my overall pick of France going all the way. I still feel confident about that. But man, are my dark horses giving me all these conflicting, and that's what the World Cup does. It gives you all these conflicting thoughts. I have all these conflicting thoughts going on. All these conflicting thoughts. Like I'm going for a 3. El 3, all right? I want Mexico to do well. I mean, if I had my way, Mexico would go all the way, right? But I'm trying to be level, and I'm trying to be optimistic but realistic at the same time. Of course, I would love them to win the whole thing, but if they could just, but right now I can't even talk about that until they get past that round of 16, right? So I have that going on, right? I got Croatia, Belgium, right? Like right now, I mean, I'm looking at those two teams, specifically those two European teams, and especially Belgium, and I'm thinking to myself, man, these teams have a legitimate shot, right? I mean, I know that people are just kind of programmed to assume it's going to be one of the top. It's going to be either Spain, France, Brazil, Argentina. Well, obviously not them this year. Okay, Germany and Italy when they're in it, right? I mean, that's really what everybody assumes. Although those are the teams that are going to make it, right? They're the ones that win the World Cup, not Belgium. Belgium, So let's talk about Belgium for a second. Belgium was my dark horse. However, I'm conflicted, right? Because they're playing very well. They're playing very well. And then there's Senegal, who I kind of picked them because I think everyone's sleeping on Senegal. They're going to surprise a lot of people if they haven't already. Okay. I mean, so Senegal is another team that everybody needs to pay attention to, right? So it's going to be very interesting here. It really is. Okay. Got a lot of conflicting thoughts. And I'm still, by the way, for all my subscribers from England, right? I'm telling you guys, you're not going to win the group. Okay, I'm just telling you that right now. Right now, DStyleBoxing, you're not going to win the group. But at the end of the day, you just have to advance. Second place is all right as long as you advance to the round of 16. That's what matters, right? So don't worry. It's okay. Right? It's okay, England. It's all right. And Belgium will beat England. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right? Right? It's going to happen. I can't wait. I've been waiting for that game since this tournament started, right? Mexico, Germany, Belgium, England were the two games I couldn't wait to see. All right? It's going to wait. And obviously Portugal and Spain. I couldn't wait for of all the group games, for whatever, those 3 games, I couldn't wait. Right? So, obviously, Belgium versus England, I can't wait for that game. Right? So, we'll see. Once we know who's advancing, right? We know who's 1 and 2 of each group. Once we know the bracket, the way it's going to fall through, once we know that for a fact, right, then I'll be able to tell you, all right, I think Belgium will go this far, Senegal will go this far, Mexico will go this far, France will go this far, and even Croatia, will go this. I mean, we'll see. All right, we will see. But a lot of these, like my last video when I talked about the World Cup, a lot of these top teams are truly struggling. It's crazy. Another thing I wanted to talk about, right? The World Cup expanding to like what is it? 48 teams starting 2026 is a huge mistake, in my opinion. For anyone who loves competition, it's a huge mistake. I don't know if this decision was inspired due to the fact that they want to make sure teams like the U.S., Italy, Netherlands, and Chile, right, are always in the World Cup or whatever, right? And hold on, by the way, before I forget this point. I mean, if there was ever a year for the Netherlands to win it, it was this year. Like, it's crazy. And didn't make it. It's crazy when, because if the Netherlands were playing hot, like if they were playing the way they played the last World Cup, there would be a force to reckon with this year. More so. Right? And then they made it, to the semifinals last time? So, I'm just saying, okay? You could argue Italy as well. Even Chile, you could argue. Right? But with all that aside, right? To me, if anything, this should have more of a playoff system for certain regions, right? Now, I may come off as biased here because I always mention this team, right? But I got to do it, right? Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is just, it's look, in their last game they actually played very well. So I want to be fair, right? But let's just look at the facts here, okay? Let's just look at the reality of the situation. Okay, let's just be real for a moment, right? First of all, the best outing Saudi Arabia has ever had was way back in 1994, the first time they qualified for the World Cup. In 1994, they made it to the round of 16, surprisingly enough, okay? After that, it was all trash. A bunch of trash after that. In 98, they were trash. In 2002, they were trash. In 2006, they were trash. And they're trash in 2018. Trash. They really were trash, guys. Right? I mean, look at this. This is crazy. Right? Let's go with the 2000s here. Right? I mean, let's just go. Let me put it this way. All right? Let's just go backwards. This year, they lost to Uruguay 1-0. They lost to Russia 5-0. If we go back to 2006, they lost to Spain 1-0. Now, they lost to Ukraine 4-0. And they drew with Tunisia 2-2. Republic of Ireland beat them 3-0. Cameroon beat them 1-0. Germany beat them 8-0. This was in 2002. In 1998, they drew 2-2 with South Africa. They lost to France 4-0, and they lost to Denmark 1-0, right? And Sweden beat them 3-1 in the round of 16 game when they played them, by the way, right? But anyway, that's Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has not had a win in the World Cup since 1994. Okay? That's the last time they had a win. That's it. Their only wins were in 1994. That's it. Since then, since the 98, 2002, 2006, 2018, right? Let me see here. They have lost 9 games and drew 2. They have no wins. None. No wins. No wins. In 9 of the games, they were shut out. They were scoreless for 9 games. They were scoreless against Uruguay the other day, 0-1. They were scoreless against Russia, 0-5. Scoreless against Spain, scoreless against Ukraine, scoreless against the Republic of Ireland, scoreless against Cameroon, scoreless against Germany, scoreless against France, scoreless against Denmark. The only times they scored is when they drew, okay? When they drew with Tunisia 2-2 and drew with South Africa 2-2. That's it. That's it. This is not a team that belongs in the World Cup. It just isn't. They should play a playoff against a European team. It should happen. Just like in CONCACAF, like there's that one team that has to play a playoff, right? And this year it was Honduras, and they lost to Australia, right? For whatever reason, they had to play against Australia, right? But now, look, yes, if you add 48 teams, then it becomes less likely that the top teams don't make it. So yes, you're going to have Italy every year. You can have Netherlands every year. You can have the U.S. every year. You can have Chile every year, right? They're going to be there every year, sure. But then we're going to have Saudi Arabia every year. We're going to have fucking North Korea, China. What is that? Philippines going to make it now? We're going to have Puerto Rico in the world. What's going on? Is Bahamas going to make it or what? Like everybody's going to get in the World Cup. Are we really going to do that? Greece is going to make it every year. Like every year, they're going to be in it every year. Like, why even have qualifiers? Why even do it? 48 teams, okay. Just give me the 48 top-ranked teams in the world and just put them in the fucking World Cup. You know? Canada is going to start making the World Cup now. Right? Like, this is insane. I'm just saying. All right? Let me pull this up here now. I think I've done enough Saudi Arabia bashing. Right? I think I bashed Saudi Arabia long enough. Let's see here. You know, it's like when Iceland made the World Cup, I mean, them qualifying, you know, it was a big deal. But now, like, you want to make it so easy to qualify. We're going to have the island of Samoa qualifying now for the fucking World Cup. I mean, this is crazy. And look, I'm not trying to mock, you know, certain countries or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to do. It may be coming off that way, okay? So forgive me if it does, in all honesty. And if one of those countries makes it to the World Cup, good for them. However, how about if they make it at least with the current structure, because then it's an accomplishment or more of an accomplishment. And let's look into, all right, so this team Saudi Arabia, I don't know how I mean, sure, they didn't make it in 2010 and 2014, right? Well, how do they keep, even then, they've made it multiple times since 94. Like, how is that happening and what's going on, right? I'm just saying. What a fail by Argentina's goalie, says boxing fan Miguel Mondragon. Let's go, Nigeria. I still believe. I'll tell you, man, there's going to be a lot of Nigerian, Argentinian fans out there. A lot of Argentinians going to be cheering for Nigeria. All right. If Nigeria beats Iceland, Croatia beats Iceland, then Argentina beats Nigeria, then can still make it. Well, that's quite a sequence. So first, Nigeria has to beat Iceland. That's number one. And then we have to assume Argentina's going to beat Iceland. I'm sorry. We're going to assume they're going to beat Nigeria. And then the team of Croatia that does not need this win, we're just going to assume is going to beat Iceland. That's quite the, it could happen, but, And then they will play France, more than likely. Interesting. Boxing fan, pretty much Argentina's hoping Nigeria beats Iceland, and then Argentina got to beat Nigeria. Bruce feels bad for Messi. I don't. Messi looked like he didn't give a shit out there. Miguel says, why is Di Maria on the bench and no Pastore? Argentina gets killed by France. They do. I do agree with that. Boxing fan, Peru is basically eliminated. Brazil tomorrow. It's a big game for Brazil. Everyone's just assuming they're going to win because it's Brazil, but they actually got to win. Everybody thought they were going to win their last game. Miguel Mondragon says, I agree. I can't recognize his Argentinian team. Boxing fan, at least I think Germany still finished second behind Mexico, and I'm actually surprised to say Mexico win the group. Still got to focus on Korea, though. They got to focus. They got to stay focused. We'll see how it goes. Grape Drag, who else watches soccer once every 4 years? England will win the World Cup. You Yanks don't know nothing about darts. Miguel says, hold on. Are you going to any of the games in 2026? Hell yeah, of course. Of course I'm going to go to the games in 2026. No doubt. First of all, they've got to have some games in Texas. It's got to happen in Texas. So, of course, I'll be there. We'll know ahead of time. I do want to go see Mexico play in the World Cup. Right? For two reasons. One, I do support the Mexican national team. All right? And two, it's one of the best crowds to be around. I also want to see Brazil live, right, in the World Cup. So can't wait. Fox commentary sucks this grape drink. All right, Bruce, watch them on Telemundo, bro. Bozeman, why does England never win the tournament when they have one of the better soccer development programs in the world? Well, at the end of the day, I just think it comes down to several factors, I think. One, well, look, I mean, I don't know how to feel about this first factor, but they always say it like, oh, because the schedule, the Premier League is so strenuous and takes out so much out of the players. And by the time the World Cup comes, I mean, they're just drained out of energy, But, like, they're not the only ones that play, like, all year. Like, you know what I mean? Sure, they make the argument that it's the most physical league and this, that, and the third, and they got no breaks and this, that, and the third. I mean, and I get that, but does that explain some of these performances that they have? I don't know. All right. Second, I mean they're good, but they're just talent wise, just raw talent. I don't know if they're that they're like top 10 for sure, but I don't know if they're like top 5. It's just got to call it like it is. They're really good, and yes, the Premier League is good, but the Premier League has players from all over the world. Okay, so some of the top teams in the Premier League have players from all over the world. So there you go. Mandaron says, you like the Telemundo or Univision commentary better? To be honest, I don't even focus on the commentary, if I'm honest with you guys. I just don't. I do like it when they say go after the goal, though. You got to have that. They don't do that in English commentary. Bruce, both are the same to me, but are quality better than Fox Sports. Justin Bozeman, Saudi Arabia pays the committee under the table. Well, I wouldn't be shocked, right? Great, every country in the world should play. Jesus Christ. Right. We just have to have Afghanistan in the World Cup, right? I mean, no wonder Saudi Arabia is advancing. First of all, you know what? Well, no wonder they did that defense deal with the U.S. Like, no wonder they're bombing like all their neighboring countries. They're literally bombing their competition, right? Yeah, okay, we don't got to worry about playing Syria. We got them covered, right? This is insane. In Saudi Arabia, I mean, if we imagine we start bombing Iran, I mean, Saudi Arabia's got a golden ticket to the World Cup. They'll have no competition, right? I think I've uncovered the real reason, right? They're bombing their neighboring countries, right? Bruce, Hawaii in the World Cup. Well, Hawaii is a state, right? Justin Bozeman, U.S. sucks in soccer. We actually don't. We don't suck. We're just used to being the best of the best in almost in so many sports. We're just used to winning a lot of gold medals in the Olympics. So when we're like not even in the discussion for the top 10 teams in the world, in that way, you could say we suck. But I mean, the U.S. national team's pretty good. Bruce said he was joking. Great Jank. I bet North Korea can beat the U.S. at soccer. Nah, they can't. The United States soccer team is, well, then again, they did lose to Trinidad and Tobago. All right. Maybe not this year's soccer team, but overall, the U.S. is a better nation at soccer than North Korea. It's not even close, to be honest. All athletes in the U.S. play football or basketball. Majority do, yes. Even baseball is starting to shrink now. What are the chances Argentina makes the best of 16? I did say earlier I'll give them about a 20% chance. Prince White Charming then says Messi looks depressed. He looks depressed, bro. I think I saw somewhere about them saying he looks broken. Did I see France versus Peru? I did not get a chance to see that game, but I was expecting the result. Peru's been waiting so long to make the World Cup. But I think they're just glad to be there, to be honest. Prince White Charming. Giroud actually impressed me versus Peru. This style, would you ever go to a Champions League game? I would. If I ever go to England, I'll definitely do it. I think it'll be a fun experience. I like the crowds. Boxing fan, do you follow La Liga Mexica? I used to. I used to, man. Not lately though. I have not followed it lately. In high school, I was a big fan of Cruz Azul. Maybe it was the name. I don't know, but I was a big fan of Cruz Azul, and but I have not followed it lately, to be honest. It's quite charming. I think the U.S. is ranked like 27th in the world. 27. I don't know, man. I think they're like in the 30s, to be honest. But I mean, 27 ain't that far off. Boxing fan, how was Mexico able to win a gold medal in the 2012 Olympics and against Brazil, but they can't get past the fifth game in the World Cup? What are they missing? Well, first of all, in 2012, I mean, keep in mind, for those that don't know, Mexico won a Confederations Cup, right? Like it's not like Mexico hasn't won anything, right? But with that said, it was kind of, to be fair, it was kind of a weak Confederations Cup, and it was in Mexico, right? So we got to be fair, but I just wanted to put that out there. Um, Sorry about that. But I think I don't know. I know that they also won a World Cup with the, what is it, 17-year-olds or under or something like that. I can't remember right now, but and I remember actually in around 2014, telling people that Mexico's going to get a lot better in the coming decades, right? Because first of all, the popularity of the game has always been big in Mexico, but right now it's bigger than ever, right? And you have a lot of kids, man, a lot of talented kids, coming up, and it's only a matter of time. It really is before. And people think like, oh, you've already had it. You have Chicharito. Well, Chicharito's a good player, but it's only a matter of time before, like, a very big quality player, and I'm talking, you know, best player in the world debate, like arguably best player in the world. It's only a matter of time before that player comes out of Mexico, right? That is produced in Mexico. It's only a matter of time. That hidden diamond. It's only a matter of time. So sure, if some people will be, well, that's Chicharito. Like, look, again, he's a quality player. He's good, but that's not what I mean, right? That's not what I mean whatsoever. Okay, kind of like what Ronaldo is to Portugal. Like, it's only a matter of time. And if Mexico gets a player of that quality, with, I mean, say what you want about Mexico, but Mexico in the World Cup, you could say, oh, they've been eliminated from the round of 16. They've been this, they've been that, but they've never really embarrassed themselves. Okay, like they haven't been beat 3-0 against Croatia, like Argentina just got beat. So they're always, giving top teams a run for their money. So if they have that special player, right? And again, don't, oh, we got Lozano. That's not what I mean. Like, you guys got to know what I mean, right? That's a nation of like 100 million people, the 10th most populous nation in the world, and they are in love with the sport more than ever right now. They're winning gold medals with the U21 and under. Okay, they won a World Cup with the teens already. It's only a matter of time before a very nice quality player comes out of Mexico. It's only a matter of time, and once that happens, A lot of things are going to change. Right? I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. So let me. Okay, the chosen one. When DStyle says that guy is the chosen one, I will let you guys know. Right? I would nick whoever that guy is, because he's not there yet. Right? I don't see him in the roster right now. Okay, and you can all the names; they're all quality players. They're very good, but that's not what I mean. That's only a matter of time. Right? It's going to be beautiful. Let's see here. Bozeman. U.S. soccer is a disgrace. Name U.S. players who are successful in the Euro leagues. That goalie. What do you mean? Howard. What do you mean? Bozeman, Christian Pulisic is quite successful. Yeah. Justin Bozeman. That's my point. Maybe with the concussion problems, kids growing up now will play soccer instead of football, so we will get top tier athletes playing soccer. Well, that is true. That's a fair point. Absolutely. Okay. There's that, and there's also the pay to play program. You got to get rid of that. You got to get rid of it, because you could have all the top tier this and that, but if they still have that dumb, pay to play thing going on, nothing's gonna get fixed. So that's one thing they got to do in conjunction with that. England won the last U17 World Cup versus Venezuela. Pulisic was raised in Germany, though. Bruce, I think that player is Lozano. I knew somebody was going to say Lozano, right? Look, Lozano's good, right? Yes, he scored a goal against Germany in the World Cup, right? But Lozano is not, how can I put this, right? He's not the chosen one, right? Like he's just not that dude, right? He's good. Like I'm not complaining about Lozano. I think he's a phenomenal player, but there's going to be a player at some point in the next 15 years or less that's going to be from Mexico, and people are going to be debating whether he's better than Ronaldo was in his prime. Okay. Is he better than Messi or Maradona or whatever? Pelé. That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, right now, I don't even think any of these players are better than Hugo Sanchez. All right, so we first need to do better than Hugo Sanchez, right? And then we'll go from there. Boxing fan. Yes, I think Mexico under 17 won a World Cup. Do you think those kids don't get the opportunity to play in Mexico? I think that's part of the problem. When did they win that? The under 17 World Cup. When was that? What year was that? Because some of those dudes got to be in their 20s right now. I don't know, mid or late, but boxing fan, I heard Lozano's going to be getting offers from big clubs after the World Cup. Prince White Charming, having the best player in the world doesn't guarantee success. I mean, Liberia has the best player in the world, had the best player in the world at one time. Yeah, but Liberia is not as good of a team as Mexico. I mean, let's just keep it real. I'm going to be very real right now, okay? You put Messi in that Mexican squad, they're a contender to win the whole thing, right? They're a contender to win the whole thing. You put Messi would actually be kind of perfect for the Mexican team. You put Messi with the Mexican national team. Like if Messi was a kid that was born not in Argentina but in Mexico, and he was playing for the Mexican national team. That's no joke. At least this year, right? I want to say the same about like 2006 Argentina. That was a hell of a team, man. Right? I'm talking right now. I mean, this year. Okay, is what I'm talking about. Right? But well, there you go. And nobody said it yet, but don't tell me, oh, we already had that guy. All right? Like, what do you mean? Come on, D Style. You don't understand D Style. Sure, he's 40 years old, but Rafael Marquez was that guy. Like, no, Rafael Marquez was not. That's not what I mean. Okay. Old ass Marcus, man. You kidding me? Where was I? Justin Bozeman. There you go. The great player from Mexico will run and illegally immigrate to the U.S. and get immediate citizenship. Well, and then he helps the U.S. go all the way. Can you imagine the story? Like Mexico's been waiting for the special player, he just goes to the U.S. That'll be some. All right, I'd favor us poaching all the good South American players. Well, Bozeman, I think. I mean, I don't know. I really, I just, I want if the U.S. is going to be successful, I want it to be born in the U.S. players or whatever. You know what I mean? A majority anyway. Okay, I want it to be, you know, like if it was up to me, like look, I'm not saying that you can't have look obviously right. Like if you're born in a European country and you're a brown or black person, then it's fine if you play for the national team, right? But I just when you make it obvious that you're just poaching, from other countries to make your team a juggernaut in the World Cup. I just personally have an issue with that. But if the U.S. were to do it, then oh well, if they start winning, nobody will complain about it. But there you go. Prince White Charm, Anthony Lozano will be playing in the English Premier League next season. 2010. So right now, these players should be in their late to mid 20s. All right. Look, obviously, if you win the under 17, it doesn't mean that team's gonna, those players are gonna win the major world. That's not what that means. But it does say a lot about your country to a certain degree. Prince White Shine, probably a team like Arsenal or something. By the way, I love the name Arsenal. That's probably one of the best names. Okay, um, for a team in the world. Justin Bozeman. Then we could actually care about the World Cup, the American dream realized. Prince White Charming. Dybala and Arguero are on Argentina. Arguero are in Argentina. They are world class players. Yeah, but they're not playing world class. It's Argentina right now. It's just a bunch of individuals just trying to figure it out. They're not a team, right? Prince White Charming, he won his world class too. Isn't fat, right? Mexico fan. I don't know who that guy is. He won. The boxing fan. Mexico's U17 won the World Cup in 2011. There you go. When isn't he fat? Says Bozeman. Boxing fan, you think the Mexican players who play in Europe get preference over the Mexican players who play in the Mexican league? Even when some of the players in Europe aren't going through a good time? Boxing fan says, actually, I don't. I've heard people say that, like, oh, they get preference. Maybe it appears that way, but let's be honest. I mean, let's just be honest, right? The ones that play in Europe are just they're just some of their best players. So when people say, "Oh, he gets special preference," no, no, he's just one of the best players in the squad. Like what's it's just the way it is. Just the way it is, right? Plus, I mean, Chicharito was coming out the bench the last World Cup, so I'm not sure if that's an accurate assessment, to be honest. Bozeman says there is a bias if you don't play in the Euro League. You haven't arrived as a player until you play over there. I mean, you could argue that, but I also argue if like first of all, the Euro leagues are not going to pick you up if you can't play, right? Like that's just the fact. They're not going to like pay a dude from Mexico a bunch of money to go play for their club if they can't play. That's just it's just the way of the wind, right? And I'm just saying, it may appear as preference, but I don't think that's what it is. I just think there's just some of the best players in the squad. Prince White Charming, who's more likely to win the World Cup, India or China? Well, there's another team that's going to make the damn World Cup, India, right? But China or India, none. I, I don't even think India can score a goal in a World Cup, right? I just know. Then I don't know. I don't know. Does India participate? Does India have like a team? I mean, India is like, aren't they like a quarter of the world or something like that in population, or almost a third of the population? Like China and India are like almost half of the world's population, and they can't get a damn team in the World Cup, right? I'm just saying. I'm not just saying. I'm just saying. I'm honestly kind of surprised. When you think about it, like, look, India, I'm not surprised. Okay, let me just put that out there. But China, I'm surprised. I think the other day somebody told me they made it in one World Cup. I remember seeing them. It was probably the South Korea Japan World Cup, which is one of my favorite World Cups. I love that World Cup. Okay, um, but so, so let me get this straight, right? So China has put a lot of money into sports, okay? Which is why when you look at the Olympics, they've been racking up a bunch of medals. Now, they've been racking up medals in a lot of bullshit sports. Like I'm not. It's gonna keep it real, right? And not all of them, but a lot of them are just like bullshit sports. Okay, like let's just call it like it is, right? Like, but with that said, not all of them are bullshit sports. Like gymnastics, for example, right? So like I don't like gymnastics, but I keep it real and I say that's some difficult shit to do. China can't get a team in the World Cup. Like like really? With the amount of people you got, like you can't get a bunch of little kids just teach them to do nothing but play soccer from like right out of the mama's bellies. And this kid's gonna play soccer like for the rest of his damn life. That's all he's gonna do. He's gonna eat, breathe, shit soccer all day, every day, right? You're telling me because they do that with all these other sports, and they can't make the World Cup. Like I'm not asking them to win the World Cup, but like just qualify. They're competing in the weakest freaking region. Like like you're telling me you can't do it. Like for real? I mean, come on now. When people say like, "Oh, the U.S. can't believe they can make like No, like soccer is not even in the top 4 most popular sports in the U.S. And we I mean, not this year, but we still make the World Cup most of the time. Ranked 27th and shit. You know, like China. So look up what China's ranked. Let's you know what? Let's look up China's FIFA ranking right now. A third of the world and shit. See what they're ranked in FIFA. All right. I just Googled China World Cup ranking, and Google just looks confused. Um, Let me see here. Where the hell's China? I mean, holy shit. I don't know. I don't even want to look it up anymore. I give up. They suck. Okay. I mean, India plays cricket, says Bozeman. Do they? You know, I don't know anything about cricket. Like, there's ever been a sport, 2 sports that I don't know anything about. 2. Actually, 3. Australian football, I don't know shit about it. Okay. Like I don't get it. Like it's cricket, I don't know shit. I don't know how cricket's played. I don't know what the point of, like I've never watched it, never sat down and watched it. I don't know if it's exciting or not. I haven't seen it. And rugby. I don't look I don't watch rugby. I don't I don't know. But to answer your question, Prince White Charming in China is I think more likely, but that's not saying much. China, I think, has a Nigerian born player on the team. Okay. Haplotype. U.S. will never be good at soccer because we don't care after 5th grade. Boxing fan. There's one player from Mexico I wish could have went to the World Cup. Rodolfo Pizarro plays for Chivas. You heard of him? I heard of him, yes. Could have made the World Cup. I mean, I don't know why they didn't put him there. Bozeman, wasn't he hurt? Well, then I guess that's the reason why. Prince White Charming. China is good at individual sports, gymnastics, and swimming. Those gymnastic girls are hot, though, says Bruce. Some of them are underage, but I'm just saying. Prince White Charming. China not good at team sports, except maybe team swimming. Justin Bozeman. China genetically usually doesn't have large men. I think that men average size is the smallest in the world, or one of the smallest. So what? Soccer. Look at Messi. Messi ain't tall. You know. That's why Charm. I think that's not a good like. Isn't China like okay? I'm not saying they're great, but aren't they like okay at basketball? That's why Charm. I think Saudi Arabia has the shortest players in the World Cup. China's 75th in the world. And Bozeman rests his case. Because Saudi Arabia has the shortest players in the world and they suck. All right. Boxing man, Colombia lost Japan 2-1. You see that as an upset, of course. I had Colombia advancing. You know? I thought Colombia was gonna make it, man. At least to the round of 16, but I don't know. I don't know what happened to them. MBT says, "What's up?" He just walked into DStyleBoxing going full anti-Australian. What did I say about Australia? I must have said some. But Boxing fan, which is the strongest Asian team, Korea or Japan? I always felt like Japan is better, but I'm sorry, South Korea is better. But I'm just basing that off of their performance in the 2002 World Cup, so I don't know. Prince White Charming, Northern Chinese are fairly tall and Southern Chinese are pretty short. I'd say Japan, but Asia's best player is Korean. Bozeman, Japanese only care about baseball. You know what, man? If Japan was as good at soccer as they are at baseball, man, they would be a force to reckon with, right, in the World Cup. I'm just saying. And maybe they're getting there, but I'm just saying, right? These dudes don't play it like. And you know what? I got to keep it real. Whenever there's that, like that, what do they call it? Like that world championship, those world championships for baseball. I love watching it, man, because it's like real baseball, infield play. Then it's going for home runs every time. You know, like it's awesome to watch. Baseball is more popular in Korea than soccer as well, says Prince White Charming. Yeah. World Cup of Baseball. There you go. I love watching it. And I feel the opposite about the World Championships and all that for basketball. Okay, I don't know what, like, I could watch the NBA and I could watch college basketball, but I don't know what it is. I can't watch World Championships of basketball. I just can't. Right? I don't know what it is. I just can't watch it. Mexico has a solid baseball team as well. Yeah, man, Mexico, they love baseball in Mexico. Maybe not much anymore because soccer's has gotten that much bigger, but yeah. Let's go over the rankings really quick. These are FIFA's rankings, right? These were released on the 19th, folks, right? I'm sorry, June 7th. As of June 7th, these were the FIFA World Rankings, all right? Germany, 1. Brazil, 2. Belgium, 3. I'm kind of surprised about that. Portugal, 4. Argentina, 5. What? Switzerland, 6. France, 7. Poland, 8. Chile, 9. Spain, 10. Peru, 11. England, 12. Uruguay, 14. Mexico, 15. Colombia, 16. Netherlands, 17. Wales? Wales is 18th in the world. Are you shitting me? Wales isn't 18th in the world. Like in the entire world? What? Prince White Charming Wilson is not bad, DStyle. So Wales ranks above Croatia. I don't see it. Okay. Wales did very good in the Euros. Wales has some good players since they did 10. Everybody's defending Wales. Right? I was just surprised to read that. 18th? Boxing fan. Wait, how is Peru ahead of Mexico? These those FIFA rankings don't mean shit. Also, Gareth Bale. And what's up to NBT Boxing, by the way? Subscribe to his channel. Great stuff. He actually talks boxing still. Right? I got I got to get back to that sport at some point. But with that said, we play football with no helmets on our heads like men. That's why these styles don't get Aussie football and rugby. Facts. Hashtag Jeff Horn. Shout out to Jeff Horn, real warrior, coming to defend his title, right? And by the way, right, helmets don't make it safer, bruh. Okay? It just doesn't make it safer. They just hit each other harder. Right? That's all that happens. Okay? But anyway, shout out to MBT Boxing. Thanks for that super chat. Also, Gareth Bales is Prince White Charming. Bozeman, the UK development program. AJ10 Poland is not better than Spain. Justin Bozeman, boxing sucks with nobody fighting each other. FIFA rankings are awful, says AJ10. Okay, look, I'm not saying Wales is horrible, but are they really the 18th best team in the world? That's what I want to know. Because if they're the 18th best team in the world, there's no reason they're not in the World Cup, right? Because according to FIFA, right, they're better than Italy, they're better than Croatia, right? They're better than Sweden. They're better than Austria. Austria is 26. Austria is 26 in the world. How good is Austria? I'm not sure. Republic of Ireland is 31. Sounds reasonable, you know. Wales did better than Italy. What the hell's going on with Italy? Northern Ireland is ranked 29th, and Republic of Ireland is 31. You know what I'd like to see? How are those Northern Ireland versus Republic of Ireland games, by the way? That's what I want to know. Are those some interesting games? MBT Boxing wants to know if Denmark and Holland are the same thing. No, Netherlands is not the same thing. Where's the U.S. is AJ10? U.S. is 25th in the world, which is a little too high for my liking. You don't lose to Trinidad and Tobago's third string team and be called the 25th best team in the world, okay? It just doesn't happen. I think Mexico is just about right. 15 sounds about right. I think Peru's not 11th. Like, come on now. Right? MBT Boxing. Yes, Holland and Netherlands are the same thing. I don't know why it's the same thing. I don't know anything about the culture in Holland. I don't know anything about that. Okay. I don't know what the difference between Holland and the Netherlands is. I just know it's the same thing. But yeah, I mean, maybe somebody can lie to me. I don't know, to be honest with you. Prince White Charming, Japan is 61st ranked in the world, beating Colombia. They should shoot up many rankings. Yeah. Let's see here. Venezuela's 33. Australia, look at this. Australia's team is 36 in the world, right? Shout out to Australia, NBT Boxing's home country, right? By the way, NBT, I wasn't talking shit, okay, about Australia. I said I've never watched Australian football. That's all I said, right? Let's see. Bozeman, most hyped player from the U.S. was Freddie Adu, but called him Freddie. Don't do, and Freddie did too. All right. I remember like all the hype for Altidore. Like, oh, Altidore, just wait for Altidore. Then he got hurt. Like, he was out the door after game one. MBT Boxing, I put 100 on Belgium to win the World Cup before it started. Oh, wow. But I don't know shit about soccer. What are my chances? MBT Boxing, I know, bro. All good. I know you always keep your trash talk above the belt like me. Well, first of all, what are the odds for Belgium to win? That's what I want to know. Second of all, they're my dark horse, right? So, and with the way a lot of the top teams are playing, and Belgium well on their way to win their group, I mean, you're not doing too bad so far. All right, let's see here. Prince White Charming, these saw look up ELO ratings. Better than FIFA World Rankings. Gotcha. All right, let's see here. Let's look at the ELO ratings. What's Mexico's biggest achievement in football? Beating Germany or winning the gold medal? I mean, you got to put the gold medal above that, to be honest with you. 88-10 Belgium odds to win is like 6. MBT Boxing, You know, boxing fan, I think it's winning the Confederates Cup. I think that's their biggest achievement, to be honest with you. They beat Brazil in the final. I mean, with a young Ronaldinho on that team. I mean, it wasn't Azteca, in fairness, but hey, MBT Boxing, they started at 10-1. They dropped to 8-1 now. Well, I mean, don't you keep your bet when you place the bet? Because the bet doesn't move for you. If you bet at the beginning at 10-1, it's going to stay at 10-1. Okay, there you go. All right. And how does betting in Australia? Yeah, Belgium. It's a good pick. 10-1. That's pretty good. By the way, why isn't I mean I remember Turkey. Turkey's a much aren't they better than Saudi Arabia? Aren't they from that like does Turkey play with Europe or do they play against the Middle Eastern teams like with because if they play teams like Saudi Arabia and Iran, Turkey should make it in, right? Am I wrong? Because my bet stands at 1,100 return. Australia is 500 to 1 to win it. It should be like 5,000 to 1. Turkey plays in Europe. Turkey is culturally more European. No, I'm just saying in terms of qualifying. Yeah, that's why I was asking. It's a Muslim country and all that. Turkey don't got that money to bribe like the Saudis. Saudi Arabia's bombing all their competition, man, and that's how they're making the World Cup, right? You notice how they didn't qualify for 2 straight World Cups, and then they started bombing countries around them. All of a sudden, they're in the World Cup. All right, let's look at these ELO rankings. Let's see if these are more accurate or more reasonable, right? Brazil, number 1 in the world. Spain, number 2. Germany, number 3. France, number 4. Portugal, 5. England, 6. Or let's repeat that. England, 6. Belgium, 7. Croatia, 8. Uruguay, 9. Switzerland, 10. Argentina, and of course, Argentina, 11. Yeah. And then you got Mexico, 12. Colombia, 13. Denmark, 14. Peru, 15. I mean, you could debate all these, but it definitely looks better than the FIFA rankings for sure. Let's see where these ELO rankings have Wales really quick. Well, I don't know. It doesn't go that far down, but there you go. So where's Mexico in his rankings? Oh, that's right. 12. Not bad. Not bad. Much better rankings. Much better rankings. All right, let's see here. England, 6. Damn, says AJ. 10. MT Boxing. Turkey is one of the most chill, laid back, less strict Muslim countries. I've been there and I found underground gambling with ease. LOL. Beautiful country, I can say that. Damn, I got to make my way to Turkey. I love gambling. So we got to meet up in Turkey one of these days, MBT Boxing. Right? AJ10, Mexico to me is about 12 to 14 from top of my head. Prince White Charmers says Turkey is probably the most secular Muslim country. Well, I'm not saying much when you're competing with like Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, and freaking Iran. But yeah, good point. Just Bozeman says, I'm shocked the Saudis don't poach players too. And for all I know, they probably do, right? But they probably like have to be Muslim or something, and you know what I mean. They have to like probably have like dumb rules for them and shit. Like you have to be married to the same woman, and only have been with one woman your whole life. Like which really reduce the amount of quality players you got, right? By the way, calling Turkey the most secular Muslim country is like saying, "Hey, you're the world tallest midget." Okay, all right. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Enmity boxing. Last thing you want to do is gamble there. Istanbul is a palace. Beautiful. Bozeman, all that money they could have other team cost offs and be competitive. Saudi Arabia is a shithole, says Prince White Charming. Justin Bozeman, I heard they live like kings. Enmity boxing. Never been to Saudi Arabia, but I've heard others say the same thing as Prince White Charming. Well, if it sucks as much as your soccer team, then that's not a good thing, okay? On the bright side, with the World Cup going to 48 teams, 2026, that means you'll have teams like Scotland, Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, and Wales making it to the World Cup, right? AT10 and Prince White Charming are really big advocates for Wales. Like, it's that was just surprising to me because I never seen them like in the World Cup. Like, has Wales ever made the World Cup? India too. Like, make the World Cup or they're a shithole. Like, what do you mean, Prince White Charming? Josh Postman. I heard their McDonald's have a variety of chicken sandwiches or other premiums items not found anywhere else. Probably. Prince White Charming, Wales, blubber. By the way, this is going to sound crazy, but I kind of missed the fact that Ghana was not in the World Cup. I've always enjoyed watching Ghana play. So why didn't they make it in? What's going on? Had Italy made the World Cup, they would be in Mexico's group. So you tell me it would have been Germany, Mexico, and Italy in the same group? Over who? Well, look at two. Boxing fan. I was too young to remember, but what was the World Cup where Mexico didn't take Cuauhtemoc Blanco to the World Cup? Yeah. Was it 98? I think. I think it was in France, 98. Bozeman. And the women look like Princess Jasmine, says Bozeman. All right. Prince White Charming. Canada will be in the 2026 World Cup. Yes, they will. 1810. Sweden beat Italy in a playoff to get in the World Cup. Oh, did they? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Shit. Don't sleep on Sweden. Those dudes been on knockout stages since forever. Bozeman, there's like 10 Kim Kardashian type chicks per neighborhood. But do they get the surgeries too or not? By the way, those watching, if you haven't already, thumbs up the video. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks again to NBT Boxing for that super chat. And thanks for everybody who gave me their thoughts. I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow, but Saturday, It won't be immediately after, but I do want to do at some point. I will do a post game, probably when all the games are over, and talk about. We'll see if I'll be very pissed off with Mexico losing or drawing against South Korea, or if I'll be impressed with their performance, and if they could get those 6 points, that will go a long way for Mexico to advance to the round of 16. That oil money be flowing. It's definitely flowing. Prince White Charming, who would be the Roman Reigns of the World Cup? Argentina. MBT Box says, peace out, DStyle and chat. Peace, bro. AJ10, England, I say the Roman Reigns of the World Cup. Probably England, yeah, it's a good one. They are hyped, but they are never over. And Belgium will beat England. I can't wait for that game. I'm pumped up. And I love the fact that it's going to be the third game. I love it. I just love it. I can't wait. And don't underestimate Belgium, all right? Just don't do it. Now, there's one team that I look at the FIFA ranking and I say, yeah, they got them in a good spot. Okay, it's Belgium, right? So watch out for Belgium, right? Belgium's going to dominate their group, man. 3-0, right? They're going to go to round of 16, and then we'll see how they do then. Okay, but I have high expectations for them, and maybe they make NBT some money, right? Like maybe they'll make some money, right? With that said, Argentina's the big cast of the World Cup. Now that's Peru, bro. Like they're out. Okay, all right. Peru, like latest. Argentina may still make the knockout round if Nigeria wins against Iceland. Well, we'll see. We will see. It's all I know, man. Everybody from Argentina better be cheering on Nigeria. Like, let's go, Nigeria! Right? All day, every day. All day, every day. Right? But I have a feeling. I have a feeling that Argentina may not even beat Nigeria. Okay, so they're playing that bad. So we'll see. Unless the team just suddenly wakes up and everything goes their way, nothing's going to change. Thank you guys for joining me again. Again, this is DStyleBoxing. I'm out. Peace.